Can we break 10, y'all? Invite, blow it up.
Blow it up, send everybody an invite.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you. Jamie confirmed she started the share watch party. Awesome. Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate it. All right. So, what I'm gonna do on my end, so that I'm not looking at all these comments. I'm gonna turn them off. You can go ahead and make sure look at the comments.
I've got the comments. You do you. Yep.
Cool. So, real quick to kind of put in perspective of what we're looking at in the industry as vapors, as business owners, as employees that work at legalized e-liquid shops, is two things. One is the current lung disease issue that's going on, which the CDC, and you said Trump? Was that
as far as acknowledging that it's the counterfeit?
Yes.
That's jacking it up, and that's what they're digging into? Yes. Yesterday, both Trump and the CDC, I believe more than likely it's Trump on the heels of the CDC. The CDC revised their warning yesterday. Instead of saying any and all vape juice, they altered or amended their warning to specify they are referring to counterfeit e-liquid, primarily the counterfeit or black market THC cartridges, as well as any possible altered aftermarket e-juice. And warning everyone, do not alter any manufactured e-juice. They did recognize as far as the vitamin E capsules and oils. So they're actually getting out a more effective and more accurate warning. And I believe based upon that, it's more than likely what Trump piggybacked off of. But both Trump and the CDC released revisions yesterday on their approach. I have not been able to see if there's been any updates today. Robin said that she does have the link on your page.
Okay, awesome. Awesome.
Now, with the watch party, anybody that is on the watch party, if you are commenting, we are not ignoring you. A lot of times with a watch party, we're not going to see your comments. So we apologize right up front. We're not ignoring you. Biggest reason for this broadcast is to get the word out. If you are a vapor, if you are a former vapor, if you are a family member of a vapor, if you support vaping in any way whatsoever, we need help in advocating for the benefits of the vaping and to try to save an industry in the country and to prevent so many things. Unemployment, small businesses shutting down because of the way it's trying to move at this time. So the biggest thing is to please reach out to all of your leaders, state level up through Trump. Reach out, speak up, tell your stories. You know, it's baffling to me that combustible cigarettes, tobacco of any form, alcohol, which are known poisons. Yes, they are taxed like the Dickens, but they are still available on the market for grown adults to make that decision. There is no difference to the negative when it comes to vaping. It has been well established that vaping is 95% safer than combustible cigarettes.
Correct.
I give you back the floor.
And to back that up, as of this month, the Royal Physicians have backed up that statement again. So that statement is still current as of this standing right now. They will back that statement up.
They are actually opening vape shops in hospitals in the UK.
Correct.
because they've done the research, they have done the studies, they understand the benefits. It is the most effective method to help folks that want to quit smoking to get off of standard tobacco. And that has been their stance for several years.
Yes, it has. You know, I'm gonna say almost. I think every one of us were smokers before we started vaping.
Yes,
So I'm
and
gonna
honestly,
say,
it's
there are,
either smoke, patch, dip, chew. Anybody that vapes that has never used a tobacco product, I got a problem with you. I just keep it real, just being real. It is to get away from tobacco.
although since I do work at a shop, I have seen
Yep.
customers come in that never smoked before, but they vape on the 0 milligrams.
Mm-hmm.
So they do it just to get that flavor that we
They can chew a pack of gum.
understand.
And again, that's my personal 2 cents. I know as a business is business.
Mhm.
It is 95% safer. That 5%, just like I said, it's my personal opinion, my 2 cents. I do not condone non-smokers or non-previous tobacco users switching to vape, even with a 0 nicotine. I get it. The flavors are great. To me, it's a 0-calorie dessert. I get it.
Yeah.
But the first, foremost, most important thing about vaping is to get you away from cigarettes.
Correct. And we all know it, and we all know what our end goal is with it. You know, a debate that I brought up is most of us are hobbyists when it comes to this. And,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and we are. You know, we are very passionate about this industry. And,
Slightly.
you know, I have friends who have known me for years. And when I talk about this, it was like, you have so much passion for this industry. And I'm like, I do. I believe in everything it stands for. I believe that it is effective to get smokers off of when they're ready to make that switch.
Yes.
And we all know the flavor ban goes, that switch is no longer there.
I agree. I completely agree. And you know, when they came out originally with the flavor ban, and they included mint and the menthol, my first knee-jerk reaction, not only, of course, oh hell no, I have to have my flavors, but Newport, Cool, any menthol cigarette, what the hell?
Yeah.
I'm saying. And birthday cake, uh, the flavored vodkas, and it's not even just vodkas. I mean, Crown Royal has apple, peach, vanilla, salted caramel, you know. So
Maple.
all these different flavored alcohols.
Mm-hmm.
And again, alcohol and tobacco are known, very well established toxins and poisons.
Yeah. Yes.
So
Um. So, you know, my one friend, because I did a podcast last night. It was about a 3-hour long podcast because I was talking to somebody who just relatively made the switch from cigarettes to vaping.
okay,
And so I went into a lot of the history with this with him. You know,
good.
you know,
Yeah.
He was he's a couple years younger than I am.
Uh-huh.
So he remembers when, you had your old school batteries that looked like a cigarette that you would just switch out, you would throw away the old screw-on carts, and then you would
The
just put it back
510.
on. Yeah. And
Yep.
that's when it started kind of coming around. Like, I remember when Blue came out and all this stuff. That was the
Yep.
beginning of this.
Yeah. Blue. Yes. And I mean, I've got 6.5 years in. I started with the e-hookah at a gas station, just a disposable. That's how I started. And then I went to a regular Aspire atomizer that it was like a 1.5 ohms and a little spinner battery. And, Yep. So, I mean, and I had significant pulmonary health problems when I was smoking.
I remember you telling me about this when you were doing your story. When you
Yep.
when you emailed the president,
Yep.
I read that story, and
Yep.
I share those
I lost
stories.
my grandmother to COPD, and she was a stubborn bat. She would take off her oxygen hose, put it up here, light a cigarette, and then put it back on and breathe her oxygen while she was smoking a cigarette. I know. Now, she did have a long life, but she passed away because of her COPD. She collapsed one day, and she was a DNR, and so they did not resuscitate her.
Yep.
And she was in her early 70s. And I know for a fact that if vaping was around 20 plus years ago when we lost her hot little ass would be rocking some cool ass shit because she was a tough old bird. And she would have been vaping like a mother sucker. She would have been a freight train because she was not giving it up.
How long was she a smoker for?
God. I'm probably 55 years, 50 years.
Okay. So I'll speak up for my mom. My mom's still alive. So I mean, but she doesn't really do Facebook and all this stuff. So I'll go ahead and speak. I'll go ahead and speak my mom's voice on this issue. My mom smoked for 40 years.
Okay.
She's one of the few. When I mean one of the few, I mean one of the few that actually quit cigarettes because she found the electronic cigarettes. She was doing the old style cigarettes that I was just talking about, where it was that tobacco flavor.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
she's like, when she vapes, she was vaping tobacco flavored liquid.
Okay.
But it got her off of cigarettes.
Right.
So, to this day, she no longer vapes. She no longer smokes. She's officially done.
Great.
So,
That's awesome.
if it wasn't for vaping, she would probably, I'd probably say her health would be very bad if she wouldn't already been passed away.
I know my lungs have recovered. I have actually gone to the pulmonologist twice within the last 6 years, and my LFTs, lung function tests, are leaps and bounds over what they used to be. So, yeah. And I'm not, there are folks that can just put down a pack of cigarettes and just say, screw it, I'm done. My dad was one of them.
So was my dad.
On the New Year's Day one year, he took a pack of cigarettes and he cut it in the middle, put it up on the shelf, and he was done. He picked it up, I think probably 10 years later. My sister gave him a cigar just for shits and giggles, and he smoked it, and he got back onto cigarettes. And then when he was done, he cut the pack in half, and he was done. And some folks are able to do that, and God bless them. I curse the day that I lit my first cigarette. I do. And I was the biggest hypocrite when I was raising our 4 boys. I told them, this is the one thing I will be a hypocrite on. I don't want you to ever touch a cigarette because this is the worst struggle of my life.
So to kind of get you in the mind frame for me, because when I grew up very straight edge. I was very anti-smoking, anti-marijuana, anti-alcohol. I was against all of it.
Gotcha.
And,
totally agree, Peggy, by the way. Totally agree. Amen.
And, I was anti-smoking because I was seeing what cigarettes were doing to my mom at that point in time.
Yep.
It was causing her a lot of health issues and stuff like that. So, but long story short, I went through a really bad depression. And to me, at that time, it was a form of suicide. Because I hate thinking like that, but but I did enough research on it that I knew that's what it was. It was a long form of suicide.
Yep.
And You know, eventually my mom found out it about broke her, and
You were probably one of the kids that always rode your mom's ass to quit smoking, put it down, quit
I
smoking.
was.
Yep,
But
I was one of those as well. My dad.
it was amazing when you go through a dark time, what you think of.
Yeah.
But you know, that's how I started. And that's the story that I tell because it's more in a unique perspective, because a
Right.
lot of people are like peer pressured into it. You know, that's how a lot of young kids start.
Yeah.
Peer pressured. I was peer pressured, and I always said no, 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 no. You shouldn't be doing this. No. And then when I started, I felt like I was the biggest hypocrite in the world because
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I've been against this my whole life, and now I'm doing this.
Mhm.
But
Yep. But, so what we're fighting today.
exactly, we're fighting for this option to keep people off of cigarettes.
Yep. And the trickle down effect.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say we come in on Monday and everything is blown up. Trump says effective immediately. All shops have 30 days to dispose of, sell, remove all flavored e-liquid except for tobacco. What's going to happen to your shop?
Well, what's going to happen as soon as that hits, we close down because we need to assess the situation ahead of us. We need to figure out if we lose everything, can we survive? And tell you right now, if we just sell tobacco flavored products, we are not going to survive. We are going to shut our doors.
Do you
And
know what percentage of e-juice sales in your shop are flavored that would be impacted?
I'll put it this line: we only have 4 different lines of tobacco flavors in our shop, and we have over 300 and some flavors in our shop.
Okay.
So that kind of puts that into perspective for you.
Yep. And how, of all your juice sales, how often, those 4 lines, how often do they move off your shelves? Do you have to reorder, restock?
I mean, we have 2 that are very popular.
Okay.
That they come in and normally buy 2 bottles at a time.
Okay. So out of your 300 flavors, maybe a handful of flavors are tobacco flavors.
Correct.
Okay.
There's only about a handful of people that come in and buy strictly tobacco flavored or anything similar to a tobacco flavor.
All right. So 5 out of 300 is only about 2 or 3% of your inventory is tobacco.
Correct.
So
It's about
95 to
98%.
98% of your juice sell stock inventory, 95 to 98% of your juice inventory are gone.
Yes.
Of the folks that come into your shop, what is the most commonly purchased items?
Probably one of the most popular is our
Not juice flavor items of everything that you sell, batteries, mods, units, everything. When somebody comes into your shop, what is your most frequently acquired item?
That's hard to say.
Is
I
it
can
a
probably do
juice?
a
Is it
top
a
10 for you.
battery?
I can probably do a top 10 for you if that will work.
Yep.
To put it in
Yep, that works.
perspective. Okay. So blue slushy.
Yep.
There's a lot of people that like the different blue slushies.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry. So Peyton, she's in Arkansas. She works at a shop, and she's like, the most common purchases in her shop are juice and coils. And that's what I'm looking for. Do people normally come in, when they come in, do they get juice? Do they get coils? Do they get
Oh, okay.
batteries?
You're looking for more like that.
Choppers,
Okay.
mods? What type of item are they taking?
Juice coils and pods.
Okay. So that's what I'm looking at, right? So if most people are coming in to get juice, 95 to 98% of your juice stock would be gone
Correct.
just for those anybody watching the the watch party, we're talking about a huge drop in revenue for all these different vape shops. When a vape shop is set up, they are selling vape gear. It's not like going into Walmart where they got a ton of different items they're selling. It's all around vape. It's a specialty shop. I know I lived in Central Virginia, Lynchburg, Virginia. I lived there for 18 years. That's where I started vaping. There were 13 shops in Lynchburg, Virginia when I left 3 years ago. Lynchburg, Virginia is not that big. It 13
You
shops.
got Jack Daniels down there. That's about it.
Sorry?
You got Jack Daniels down there. That's about it.
That's Lynchburg, Tennessee, not Virginia. We got Jerry Falwell, Liberty University.
Oh, okay.
Yep. But it's a huge industry. There are so many small businesses, the brick and mortars, that it is the livelihood for the family. There are so many different homes in this country that rely on their source of income is around the vape industry. All those individuals, the stores will shut down, and those people are going to have to go on unemployment.
Yes.
While they're on unemployment, they're going to be doing schooling to find a new career, because a lot of folks that are in the vape industry have been in it for 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
It really, it's a huge impact, huge. Okay. And of course, again, the argument that's on the table is kids are getting their hands on this crap.
Yes.
Number one,
That's
I completely, wholeheartedly, 120% agree that it is no room in the world for children to have their hands on anything to do with tobacco, vape, or alcohol, period, end of discussion. The argument of, oh, well, they're getting their hands on this stuff. Yeah, well, tell me how kids have gotten their hands on a pack of Marlboros or a bottle of Mad Dog 2020 for the last, what, 100 years?
Yeah, just about.
I mean, just keeping it real. Just keeping it real. Taking any and all vape gear out of convenience stores, smoke shops, things of this nature, I think is a really good start, because those types of shops, they have so much heavy foot traffic that the kids are able to sneak in, get mixed up when they're really busy, and just bullshit their way through. I mean, our youngest son, he is 18, but he's a senior in high school. His best friend, who is 17, has got a full ass beard, probably as glorious as yours. Okay.
Thank you.
You got a boy walking into a shop that's like 6 foot with a full face of hair.
You're not gonna.
I don't think he's under 18. I tell you right now, the boy is 17 years old and looks like a grown ass strapping man that probably beat your ass. Okay, he's the starter for the varsity team, and he will. Yes, I get it. Kids are sneaky. They do this. I've only raised 4 of them. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you have experience with this.
Yep, a little bit.
A little bit. But so, and Jamie will verify on this because I know she works at a shop as well. When
Yes.
and whenever anybody comes in,
Well,
if,
Jamie owns an online business. Katie works at a shop.
okay,
Katie.
okay, so she will know what I'm talking about with this then.
Yep.
So when anybody walks in, because obviously I start to know my regulars that come into the shop, what they are and what they normally get and stuff like that. But if I never seen you a day in my life, I'm always asking for that ID every single time.
Yeah.
Now I had an incident yesterday. This he was a kid. He was 18 years old, but unfortunately, the shop that I was working at yesterday, you got to be 21 to buy.
I'm good with that.
So
Yep.
he comes, he calls, he asks if we have a specific product. The product was the Smock RPM 40.
Okay.
And so I'm like, yeah, we have a couple in, He's all right, cool. I'll be in and come and get it. All right. So there's a customer already in. He comes in. I'm talking to the customer. Obviously, I know he's older and stuff like that, but I'm like, even though I'm talking to you, I'm still going to verify your ID. I'm like, I just need to make sure. I mean, and he's like, yeah, no issue. And the people who are over 21 have no issue showing you their IDs at all.
Probably some of the ladies, they get a little giddy because, oh, okay, sure. I look young. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Can I see your ID? I'm like, oh, thank you. I'm like, you make me feel like I'm young.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah.
So he comes in. I have the device in my hand. I'm like, yo, can I check your ID? I looked at the ID. Born in 2001. Well, if you know ages, it's 1998 for 21. And I told him, sorry, man, it's 21 here. And he's like, no, it's not till October because here in Ohio next month, the state age is 21. The county that I live in and I work at in some of our stores is 21 already.
Nice. Okay.
So.
I agree, Jamie. Jamie said if flavors are gone, she's done. 100%.
100%.
Tobacco makes me physically ill. So, yep.
So,
Jamie agrees. Keep going. So the boy is 18.
The boy's 18, and I straight up told him, I'm like, unfortunately, I cannot sell this to you. He's like, well, man, I ain't till, I'm like, you gotta be 21 here. He's like, well, that's not till October. I'm like, unfortunately, here in January, it switched to 21 here in Summit County.
Yeah, you're in such and such county.
And
sorry.
He's like, I told him, like, unfortunately, I cannot sell it to you. He started, like, he was probably whispering something under his mouth, and he was going. And I'm like, I'm doing my job, bud. That's in the story.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
Because if the FDA comes in, which the FDA comes into shops.
Yep.
And if the FDA is there when somebody's not there, our owner gets fined $5,000.
Yep. My girlfriend, when we were younger, she was working at a gas station. She got stung for selling a 6-pack of beer to an underage. They went in, it was undercover, and they went in when they were wicked busy.
That's when
and
they
it
always
was one
come
of
in.
those underage kids that looks like my son's best friend with a freaking full ass beard and everything else. Well, it was so busy. She's like, "No, I don't need your ID. Just here." She had to do some time individually.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know. So,
FDA does not play around with it. Period.
Nope. And that was an ATF sting that got her. Her store got fined, the owner did, and she had to actually do some time.
Yeah, ATF is even worse.
Yep. Well, you know what? That brings up one hell of a good point. What does ATF stand for?
Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms.
What is vape categorized as? Tobacco, right?
Tobacco.
They deem vape as a tobacco product. Where the hell is the ATF in all this?
Good point. Good point. That makes me, well, we'll get them involved. Because right now, Trump just thinks it's an FDA thing. And honestly, now that you bring that up, now I think the ATF should get involved.
And that could be a good, that could be a bad, but ATF, like I said, tobacco and alcohol is available. It is taxed like a motherfucker. So the local, the state, the county, the city, the federal government, they all get a piece of the pie. That's why the taxes are so damn high on this shit. But they're able to sell these items. Interesting.
That brings up a good point. I will bring that up over on Twitter tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. And remember when the big Ebola outbreak hit?
Yes.
It was everything everywhere, right? And it was actually a cover up for something else that was going on that the government snuck in under our noses. And for the life of me, I cannot think of what it was. But, you know, I think it's awfully strange timing that, you know, we've got a whole lot of debates going on right now and campaigning and everything else. And who are some of the biggest lobbyists?
Are you asking like
Tobacco.
national names, or are you just asking like the corporations?
Well, tobacco is the #3 largest contributor to lobbying for campaigns and politics.
Pharmacy.
We're in the middle of a hot campaign. Lobbyists put money in candidates' pockets for the campaign contributions. They are losing hand over fist because the drop in customers. They don't have the money to put in government pockets. Plus the mass settlement agreement at the state level. You know, I mean, it's all money. It's all money. It's just strange timing, you know, and it's, yeah, we're not going to sit back. We're not going to sit quiet in the corner and just take it. No, bullshit. We have to fight for our right as a free American citizen, adult, to make choices of this. Plus, like I said, the strain on the economy, not just with shops closing down and the unemployment rates going up, but I would say probably half to 75% of current vapors, if they do not have flavor available, they will probably return to combustible cigarettes. And when you're sick, when you smoke cigarettes, you get sick. So now Big Pharmacy, they're starting to get money back because, you know, a citizen is a profitable citizen.
Mm-hmm.
And not just that, but if they don't go back to combustible cigarettes, they're probably going to turn to the black market and figure another way to get their flavors. And then you're dealing with the problem that we have at hand today. So
Yes.
I would love to know where the win is in all this shit for us consumers. I for the life of me cannot find it. I can't.
I mean, unfortunately, flavors go by. Yeah, when the flavors go, so did the majority of the vapors. I mean,
like I said, they're either going to go back to combustible or they're going to turn to the black market. In my opinion, I can't speak for everybody. Everybody's got their own mouth.
Yeah.
That
I'll be honest with you. You know, I'm looking at this as a vapor, not I'm outside of being an employee. I'm not going to go back to smoking. I won't. And
no, I'm not saying I will either, but
I'm not gonna. I really don't want to go back to dipping either because I used to dip when I was smoking.
I'm not going to put money in pharmacy's pocket by getting a patch.
No,
yeah.
I think for the most part, I'll probably end up going DIY. I will try to do everything. I will try to make sure I get the right, you know, obviously get the right PG, the right VG, the right nicotine, the right food
flavoring.
I will make sure I get everything that I possibly need that's going to be 100% legit, that what we have right now in our tanks and your RDAs, whatever we're rocking, so that way I can continue vaping and continue being smoke free.
Yeah, and on that heel, I see them making it near impossible to get our hands on nicotine or doing some kind of finagling as far as making it near impossible to get our hands on the flavoring that is safe.
It's going to be hard.
You know,
It will be hard.
amen, Katie. Katie says, I refuse to pay them to harm me. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Correct.
And like I said, right now, the government does not understand the gold mine, the potential that vaping carries. You know, don't get me wrong. I am not advocating for just tax the shit out of us. I'm not saying that.
No.
I'm not.
Although it's
But
already getting taxed the shit out anyway.
there's several, Pennsylvania is 40%. I think Ohio is another one that's a ridiculous amount. It's
So to bring that up, because obviously that's where I'm from, is Ohio. Starting next month, we're actually doing a 10 cents per mil tax increase.
What state are you in?
Ohio.
Ah,
That's why I brought that up, because you
Yeah.
brought up Ohio. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can tell you right
There we
now
go.
what Ohio's policy is.
so
yeah.
on a 120, you're looking at $1.20 just
No.
in tax.
No, you're looking at $12.
Well, $12 tax on a 120.
And that's even before sales tax.
Jesus. What, they calling it a sin tax?
Yeah, it's kind of like the same thing as a sin tax for tobacco here.
Yeah. $12 fucking. Now, a 120 would be equivalent. I'm trying to think of how quickly I go through a 120. It's probably about a week's worth. So that's probably equivalent to a carton of cigarettes, a 120.
Yeah.
I would love to know what the sin tax is on a carton of cigarettes in the state of Ohio.
When I bought my last carton, it was about, obviously it was over a year ago. Mine
was 7 years ago. So.
When I bought my last carton, I was paying around almost $70 for a carton of cigarettes.
Wow. And see, I was in Virginia and I was paying, it was, I think, $32. I smoked a sub-generic. I smoked Misties. And I mean, I wasn't a heavy smoker. A carton would last me 2 weeks. But I know at that time, like in Michigan, it was like $70 or $80 for a carton because whenever family would come visit us in Virginia, they would go home with like 6 or 8 cartons.
I remember
of
that. I
cigarettes.
remember having
So
friends
much
go down
cheaper
there
than
and
tobacco bill.
come back with all these cartons of cigarettes. I'm like,
Yep.
It's dirt cheap down there. And I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's dirt cheap down there. I'm like, because it's tobacco. It's tobacco land. It's
Yep, tobacco belt.
And I was like, man, I need to take a trip down there and get some stuff, but I never did.
Yep. I want to say a pack of cigarettes in Michigan right now is like $8 or $9 for a single pack of cigarettes.
That's, I mean,
That's like $100 for a carton. I mean,
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? Now, granted, and that is so much money in government pockets.
mhm.
So much money.
I mean, I was looking at it this way because, like I said, I quit smoking it was a year and 3 months ago is when I quit. I was paying almost $8 a day for a pack of cigarettes. I was a pack a day smoker. So
Jamie said New York City is over $10. Robin said packs are $10 to $12 in Pennsylvania.
So
like I said, I am not advocating for taxing the shit out of us. God knows, money is tight everywhere. Okay, but that's the example that I'm trying to make as far as the nest egg of gold that the government is overlooking that they could fuck us vapors over with. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah. I mean,
the big point with the UK, the way their government is set up, number one, they have no lobbyists.
No.
There is no paying off the government. They actually look at facts. They actually do the research. They actually look and they're like, huh, wow, somebody invented a better wheel. Look at, wow. You know,
Mhm. I saw, I think it was on Twitter. I think I saw a tweet where somebody's like, I was in Australia for 2 weeks, and
oh, cool.
out there, Juul's not even a licensed product out in Australia. So
Isn't Australia nicotine free?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I don't believe so. Um, but again, I don't know what Australia politics are over there. I have no idea.
I have no idea at all.
Yeah, I don't know if they allow smoking or not. I have no idea. But
All right. So I got a question for you.
yes.
Katie, you were on here. Katie, the other day, you were saying you had a post up with contact information for everyone's representatives, Congress, Senate, all that
Yes.
wonderful, fabulous resources with your research abilities we love. Okay.
Okay.
Brett was making a fabulous point last night. Media coverage. How do we get the mainstream media to pick up and run with our side of the story? Miss Katie Darling,
Okay. So
could you help on contact emails to submit story ideas to like Dateline, 60 Minutes, CNN, Fox, ABC, NBC, CBS Nightly News, you know, the big
the big
mainstream
ones.
6 o'clock at night, you watch the news, what are you going to see? If we could get email contacts to submit story ideas or something for the big ones, and we can take our stories that I really hope everybody has already saved and just copy paste send, copy paste send, copy paste send. Let's blow them the frick up. It helped with Washington and I don't even think we even had contact information for the CDC. But I really think if we start blowing up mainstream media, oh, don't forget Fox, sweetheart, because the big guy loves his Fox.
Yes, he does.
Let's get Fox to hear our side of the story. Let's blow them up with all these personal stories of what vaping means to us. I would love if we can get our personal story. How did vaping save my life? I'm able to be here for my family. This is what flavors mean to me, but also the economic side of it. All these businesses shutting down, all these families that are looking at going on unemployment, flooding our healthcare system because a lot of guess what? They're on unemployment. They're not going to have insurance. They're going to get sick as shit, blowing up our healthcare industry. We need to get our stories with the whole snowball shitstorm Armageddon that we're looking at. And how in the world is this different from traditional combustible cigarettes dipped to alcohol, items that are known poison? I would love it, Katie, if you are up for the challenge to try to collect some emails, get a thread going. Oh my goodness, I will blow the hell out of that. And I have a good feeling that John will tweet her the hell out of that too, so that we can get all this crap lifted up. I would love to flip the channels and see nothing.
All right. So to answer the question, how do we make this happen? Is I'm as much active as I am on my personal Facebook page.
Yes.
It is nowhere near where I'm at over on Twitter. Twitter is a whole nother creature.
Okay.
Because the beautiful thing with Twitter, if you don't have a Twitter right now, I recommend download Twitter, create a handle, follow me. I will give everybody my Twitter information and just watch what happens. Because I have contacted Jay Hayes. I have contacted Grim Green. I have contacted Dimitri. I have contacted Phil. I have contacted Matt from Suck My Mod. I have contacted Donald Trump. I have contacted Scott Gottlieb. I have contacted the FDA. I have contacted whoever we need to contact. I have contacted.
Yep. And like I said, we just need to pull into the fold. Mainstream media.
You know,
I mean,
me and a couple of employees that work at a shop, we are, you know, this is our life, hands down. As vapors and people that work at a shop, this is our life. The moment the moment we leave the store, we're not done. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're constantly advocating. We're constantly posting and getting the news out there.
Yep.
You know, the president of the VTA has been on, I think it was CNCBC. Scott Gottlieb has been on the advocacies, the actual advocacy groups, they're out there. They are finally getting out there.
I agree. Yes.
So we just got to continue going. I take the time, like you can tell how passionate I am on this. And if I get a chance to do interviews with people, I'm taking that chance. I'm not talking on behalf of me being an employee. I'm talking about me being a vapor and having the resources that I have available and the platforms I have available.
Yep.
You know, obviously we all know the link to the White House, whitehouse.gov. Go down and contact us, contact the president, fill out that form, write your message, save that message, so that way tomorrow you can go ahead, copy, paste, send it.
Send.
Quick and easy, done.
Yep. Absolutely.
Contact your governors. Tell them what this vape ban will do to their state economy.
I saw yesterday, I believe, it was a reply from CASA to someone. There is a bill on the floor right now that is moving up the mandate date to, I believe, either March, I'm pretty sure it's March 2020, from the FDA, that essentially is going to put a nail in the coffin. It is
you're not talking about the PMTAs, right?
Sorry?
You're not talking about the PMTAs, correct?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Because I know the PMTAs are due in May of 2020.
It may be that. It may be that.
Okay.
It's on the bill. It's on the floor right now.
Okay.
Okay.
So real quick.
Go ahead.
Real quick, for people who don't know what the PMTAs are.
Go for it.
Now's a perfect time to kind of go into this.
Absolutely.
So every manufacturer that creates our juice has to submit a PMTA, a pre-market tobacco application. Now, with that being said, they have to go through FDA certified labs.
ISO 6 labs, right?
Yes.
Yep.
And these scientists study every ingredient, all the nicotine and the flavorings in these juices. And they have to do it for every flavor that those said lines carry.
Don't they also have to do it for every nic level and every bottle size?
Yes.
Okay. One application for each one.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Keep going.
So these labs, they're not widely available.
Agree.
So with that being said, only a handful of these companies are going to be able to get their PMTAs in on time. And these companies are the ones that have the money to afford it.
Yep.
So
do you happen to know off the top of your head the dollar amount for the application fee?
I have no idea.
Application fee?
I haven't seen what that costs or anything like that.
I wish Tat was in here because Tat knows the dollar number, and it's close to $1 million. per application.
If he can send me, because I'm friends with him on my page as well.
All right.
If he can send me that information, I'll gladly be able to share that more so that people know what's going on with that, because a lot of people don't know what PMTAs are and how that's going to affect the availability of certain flavors to people.
I'm tagging Tad and Carrie right now.
Okay.
I think I sent them the invite earlier. If not, oh, Katie just said it is 10,000. Yeah, 10,000 each. Katie, you said gonna cost about 10K each. It said 10K per brand. I thought it was like 10K per application. All I know is it's a shit ton. Maybe when Tap quoted $1 million, that was for his whole. It could have been. I don't know. Okay, I heard the process is going to be around 750,000, depending on number of flavors and nicotine levels they make.
All right, so let's take a well-known brand, okay?
Yep.
Let's take Naked.
Naked. Okay. Sure.
Naked has about, I want to say like 15 to 18 flavors.
All right, just for shits and giggles to make it easy, we'll say 10 flavors.
Okay.
How many nicotine levels?
We sell 3. We sell in 0, 3, and 6.
Okay. So that is 30 applications right there. Right?
Correct.
10 times 3, that's 30 applications. If it is $10, or I mean 10,000 per application. Oh, yes, I did, Tat. Yes, I did, my dear. Curious, Tat, the wonderful application fee for FDA. What is the application fee for the PM? What is the initials again, Joshua?
PMTA.
PMTA. What's the application fee, the dollar amount? Is it 10,000? Is it, do you know off the top of your hand? Because I know you talked about it before, dear. We're just trying to break down, this is an advocacy, and we're trying to break it down and talk it out and trying to get everything out there. But this bill is up there, and they're wanting to bump it up to May 2020. CASA is willing to take all of our emails with all of our stories and such, and they're going to release it to the floor on lobby day so that all of our representatives will get flooded on the one day that they are allowed to receive this information to try to say no to what is on the floor right now for the FDA to be able to cripple the industry and allow big tobacco to corner the market. Yes, one hell of a good job with the they are like swimwear up in there, man, and they are 120% all about kicking the tires, turning over the rocks to find all this crap that is, how they piggyback shit on other bills and sneak things through. CASA finds that shit, and they are all about it. So you've got to get registered with CASA, get signed up for CASA, check their links, check their sites daily.
And it's free
to
join. If you're not a member, it is free to join CASA.
Yes, absolutely. 100% wicked free. All right, Tat said the first stage testing is approximately $42,000 per flavor per milligram strength. He has a screenshot of an application another manufacturer did.
Okay.
Okay. $42,000 per flavor per milligram.
Jesus Christ.
So 1-point-something million for Naked to get their 10 flavors at 3 different levels. Just to submit an application. That doesn't guarantee the FDA is going to say, okay, you're approved.
Yeah.
Goodbye
Correct.
naked. Goodbye
Yep.
naked. Come March or May 2020, it would be goodbye.
Now,
And that's if what's being talked about right now doesn't go through,
right.
right?
Correct.
So the
That's on
FDA has
top.
already got a bill on the
That's on
floor.
top of the flavor ban. So if the
Yeah,
flavor ban, if they decide to drop the flavor ban, we still have the PMTAs. We have to look at.
yes, yes. And that's why CASA is saying, don't forget this part, people.
No, you
This
cannot
could be
forget
the
about
whole
that.
distraction. That's why this whole flavor ban could be going on right now, because they want to distract all the vapors going, oh, look over here as I slide this under here.
Yeah. Obviously, we all are. I don't know if anybody's aware of it. I don't know if I posted it when I saw the news. But the VTA is filing a lawsuit against the FDA for the PMTA process. And
Thank God.
it did get approved. So
Good.
they are going to negotiate this process because the VTA thinks that this is not right. And it's not right to these manufacturers that
No.
that can't get into the labs, that don't have the money for the labs.
Right.
And hey,
Tat just said, because they carry 4 NIC levels.
okay.
So he's got 0, 1.5, 3, and 6. And he said for one flavor to apply for the 4 NIC levels is $168,000 for one flavor. And that is a non-refundable cost. And they decide to not accept your application. Sorry. Thanks for the money. Bye-bye. I want to know where this freaking money is going, number one. And number two, no. No, that is so crooked, wrong, astronomically ridiculous. All they're doing is forcing small business owners to shut their doors. And again, the flavor ban is probably a smokescreen. Yes, we do have to address this smokescreen. Don't get me twisted or wrong. We have to double down, triple down, quadruple down.
Yeah.
Not forget what's on the floor right now.
I mean,
yeah, Tats has
I
47
feel
flavors.
over the last couple months, there's been so much shit piled on us that, and every day, us, our employee, like my coworkers, we're stressing out over something new because we don't know if that's going to be the end of our industry or not. And again, I've said it before, money talks. A lot of these lobbyists are paying the money to say, hey, speed this up. They're hurting bad.
And the FDA,
speed this up.
Yeah, and quite honestly, I bet you big tobacco and big pharmacy have helped set this number because they're all in cahoots together. Tat has 47.
Don't forget about Bloomberg.
Oh yeah, don't forget that part. Tat's got 47 flavors. For him to put in an application for his whole line would be $7.8 million. And don't forget, that is only for the first stage of testing. There's several stages, and each stage you got to pay out the ass for. So yeah.
Here's the solution that I look at. The companies that can afford all these testings need to help and fund our advocacy groups. They need to help fund the VTA. They need to help fund the ABA. And instead of worrying about making this juice, they need to worry about defending their jobs.
Their livelihood.
Well, I mean, a lot of these companies can just say, I'm out, I'm going to go ahead and sell. But big tobacco is going to come right in and swoop and buy those profits and say, we own this now.
Big tobacco are the only ones that can afford to go through all of this. You know, you've got the mom and pop shops that have one hell of a following. They have stellar juice. You know, I know of folks that have sold off everything but their house. And they haven't even gotten to the point of just trying to apply with one application,
Yeah,
you know.
it's sad.
And
It's sad.
it, yeah,
You know.
yeah. And it's ridiculous. Like I said, it is 95% safer than smoking. Smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, known toxins and poisons, they're fine. They got a syntax. Everything's gravy. You know, I'm just, yeah. It's sickening and disgusting. So,
It is.
like you said, Twitter, set it up. That was on my list of things to do today. So when we are done, I'm setting up my Twitter account. I have no idea what the hell my handle's going to be. I don't know. You can just do your name or you can do something crazy. I don't know.
Just do something. And then if you need help with Twitter, don't hesitate to message me. I can get you going. Tweeting everybody you need to be tweeting. I can direct you to the way you want to go, so that way we can make sure your voice is heard. Donald Trump will hear your voice. The FDA will hear your voice. The people that need to hear it will hear it. And we will make sure of this 100%. If you get a chance to advocate, direct them towards me, direct them towards Jay Hayes, direct them to somebody.
You know I got them out.
Who is.
Can you go live on Twitter?
You can, yes. I don't know how, but you can go live on Twitter. I just got to figure out how. Because I know I watched Jay Hayes' live Twitter feed at one point in time.
I'm going to have to Google that shit. I wonder if he's sharing off of Twitch or something.
I don't know.
Or his YouTube channel.
Because he was doing that he was doing that on Wednesday, right when the bullshit started, right when the federal ban, Trump talked about it.
On 9/11, the 1 week mark of Whitner. Yeah.
And yeah, so Jay Hayes was actually live before this was kind of even going on. And then once he actually gained traction, he ended that stream and then went over to his YouTube channel and went live.
Yep.
So for the fact that Jay Hayes had to go do that because of this situation, that should tell you something.
Yeah.
Because Jay Hayes did not want to go live for it, but he had to go it. And you could see his immediate reaction to what just was said.
The shitstorm.
And he said, as of this moment, it's panic mode, but not quite panic mode just yet.
Oh, it's bad, but it's not. Look, I called it a shitstorm Armageddon. We have seen this shitstorm coming on the horizon. And when it finally got here, this is Katrina and Andrew and Irma and everything else, Sandy, everything, all rolled into one. I'm telling you. It's.
And his word of advice.
Yeah.
Stock up.
Oh, yeah.
Stock up.
Yeah. Which reminds me,
I'm going to make sure I get the flavors that I like out of my vape shop before anybody else does. That's the one perk with me working in the vape shop. I get to choose. I get to do that. Sorry, people, but I got my flavors that I don't want to live without.
Yeah, Katie brought up, she said what really tells her something is they pulled this shit on 9/11. Uh-huh.
I was thinking that exact same thing. I'm like, what the fuck are the odds of this being on 9/11?
Oh, honey, this whole thing is so damn well orchestrated, it's not even funny. It's another day where everybody is looking somewhere else.
Yeah.
He was just hoping that little comment during a press release for something totally different was just going to get overlooked.
And it all started because I can never pronounce the first lady's name right.
Melania Trump?
Melania, thank you. It all started because Melania found out Barron was vaping.
I knew it. I knew it. She probably walked in the bathroom and caught Barron with a jewel or something.
As soon as
We
she
need
saw
to
that, she
stop
looked at
blaming
Donald
other
and
people.
said, "You need to do something about this now." And Donald jumped on. And then Donald just
Has that been confirmed, or is this just a
it's
story?
been confirmed.
Really?
It's been
Wow.
confirmed that she caught Barron vaping.
Wow. We have got to stop finding scapegoats for our children's behavior.
A tweet I did earlier was because somebody brought up about parenting. And this is the way I look at it. As a parent, you are held accountable for your child till they can reach legal consent, which here in the United States is the age of 18. However, due to the fact that the age is going up to 21 here in Ohio, I am seeing more parents coming in and buying vape products for their kids.
Oh my God.
And they're allowing it. And it's just like,
oh. As soon as you guys, this is my 2 cents, not telling anyone what to do. But if I had a shop, every single one of my employees would know. You ever get the inkling that that adult is buying that item for a minor, take the shit back over the counter, give them their money back, and tell them to get out of the store. Flat out. That's my 2 cents as a mom. No. Hell no. My boys go into a vape shop with me when we were back in Virginia. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
One of my sons never smoked or anything. He was of age, but still never smoked or anything. He was staying up towards the door and everything. I just had to grab something. And it was my eldest who was in the Navy. I had him at the counter, letting him try different juices and everything. And the owner, who I'm good with, he's like, "Oh, hey, bud, you want to try this?" And tried to, hand it over to my other son. And I snapped on him like a damn twig. And I said, "No, he has never touched a cigarette, and I'll be damned." And he goes, "Oh, my bad. I didn't know." I said, "That's why he's over by the door and not up here at the counter to sample the juices." My son, a different one, I found out before he graduated high school that he was making cigarettes. I went up one side and down the other. We lived out in the country. He did not have a driver's license. He was not driving anywhere. He was not close enough to walk to a store to buy anything. He was getting them from his friends at school. Who did I blame? I blamed him. I punished his ass good. It was his fault. He is the one that made that decision. I'm not calling the school and going off on the school because they allowed it to happen. No, my child made that decision. Flat out. I told him, I said, "Don't ever expect me to buy you any, because I'll be damned. And you better not ever let me catch you smelling like a cigarette, looking like you're thinking about a cigarette, or touching one, because I will beat your damn ass." Just my mom sense. Just saying.
Yeah.
No, dear.
So that's the thing that's happening right now.
Yes.
Just due to the fact that there's one shop that just went to 21, and I think it's a way for the parents to revolt, honestly, because they put, and this is to me this is it's a valid point, is the ones that are already 18 before this ban, before the age limit should even go through, there should be a grandfather clause, but our governor did veto it.
And I understand that awkward in-between window. I can understand and appreciate the stance on that. I am the type of person that I will err on the side of caution. And bottom line, vaping is only 95% safer than smoking.
Yeah.
That 5%. And I look, my boys are 18, 23, 24, 27. I don't care that they are of age. I find out they're doing something stupid, reckless, crazy. I'm still going to put my damn mama foot down, and I'm going to say what I got to say. And to this day, they don't want to have to answer to their mama. I'm just saying.
Understandable.
I mean, the eldest that's in the Navy, okay, Uncle Sam has got his ass more than I do. The other ones, don't make me drive up to you, don't.
But to me, that's good that you're giving them that structure. That's what's lacking in America right now, in my opinion, is that structure.
Even with structure, they still will be crazy and do what they're going to do.
I mean, they're kids. We were the same way growing up.
I was 12 when I started smoking. Are you kidding me? Yes. Yes.
We were
I get it. I'm not saying it's okay.
No, I'm not saying it's okay either. I'm just saying we
No.
know we've been there. It's
No.
what, we want to teach them what we learned over the years, what not to do.
Yes, and as parents and as kids, all we can do is, I'm trying to save you from the heartache and hell I went through.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
Holding grown-ass adults responsible and punish them for the sleepy kids being teenagers and doing stuff that they've done for the last 100+ years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's an issue that I pointed out on Twitter, is parents be held accountable for their child until legal age consent. That's in the story. As far as that in between window, it sucks. It does.
Yes. And
it caused us to lose business because we're no longer allowed to sell to the regulars that were 18 that were vaping before it went into effect.
Right. And devil's advocate, if they're that young,
it's a good thing.
It's a
good thing.
They have a less time addicted.
And that's I think that was the whole purpose of going to 21, is to get that age range off of smoking and using vaping or whatever they do. But kids will find a way to get a hold of something. Those 18-year-olds are going to know some 21 years old. Hey, give me money, go get me this. Okay.
Quite honestly, in my personal humble opinion, when it comes to kids in school getting caught with any tobacco or alcohol products, including vaping, the parents need to be fined and the child needs to do community service. Regardless if the parent knows about it. And look, I would have been fined, okay? Because this individual child of mine, oh Lord Jesus, 98% of this glitter is from this one individual child, okay? And he knows, he knows. Francis, God, he took alcohol to school one day. Okay, so I could be on the receiving end of that. And yeah. I could have cost my parents money when I got busted during my lunch break, smoking in the lunch bathroom like a freaking idiot. Okay. Yeah. I get it. But I tell you what, if mom and dad have got to fork over a couple $1,000s when they don't have a couple $1,000s, then they got to transport this little shit every weekend to soup kitchens or something like that for a few months. And guess what? That child, number one, before they even conceive the thought of this happening, mom and dad are going to drill that into that child's head that you even look at that, you even smell that. Oh, your life is over. Okay? Trying to put the fear of God himself in these children to prevent them to go that way, because tobacco and alcohol has been illegal for children forever. They still do it. What punishment do they really get? When I got busted in school, I got 3 licks with the paddle and sent back to class. A note didn't even go home to my mommy and daddy. Now my principal, he was cool though. He gave me an option. He said, you can either be kicked out for 3 days and get a note home, or you can get 3 licks and no note home. I said, where do you want me? Because I don't want to deal with my mama finding out because I'll be dead. Okay. Keeping it real. You know,
Oh, I know you are. I mean,
but if it was a mandated, fine. If it was like a mandated reporting kind of situation, I don't think that I ever would have touched a cigarette because I would have known at a young age.
no.
No, because that's what kept me out of trouble a lot growing up was just the thought of my mama finding out was enough to stop me.
Hmm.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
that was
Well,
me.
hey,
That
Britt.
was pretty much me and my dad. I mean, I, I had pissed my
Jamie
dad
just
off
had a
so
really good
many
point.
times. I,
Jamie just brought up a really good point. She said smoking is harder to quit than heroin.
it is.
Wow. Yeah.
It
You
is.
know, so,
Nicotine. Well, nicotine's a motherfucker to get off of in the first place.
right.
But when there's something in cigarettes that makes it more addictive to me, I think that.
Plus, yeah, you got the psychological as well, and you also have that hand to mouth habit. That's why a lot of people, when they quit smoking, they put on weight because it's the hand
Mhm.
to mouth habit, plus the fact that your taste buds wake up, you know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and that's where, to me, that's where vaping comes into play. It gives you both that you know,
Yeah,
you
yep.
you're still doing that motion, you're still getting the inhaling, and
And it's a 0-calorie dessert. Are you kidding me?
right.
Oh, it's fabulous.
I mean, I look at it this way: for the smokers who are diabetic, if they make that
Well,
just.
some juice does have sweeteners in it that can mess with the sugars.
Oh, really? I did not know this.
Yep, yep. And also, don't forget anybody with a not a pulmonary, a cardiovascular condition, it's a stimulant. Anybody that should not have caffeine or any other kind of stimulant, that would include zero nicotine. They should not ingest any nicotine because it is a stimulant. It can mess with your heart. If you have a heart condition, if you have high blood pressure, if you have arrhythmia. My father-in-law, he vaped for a while. He had a heart attack. His cardiologist said, dude, I'm sorry, zero nicotine because it's a stimulant. You can't have your coffee no more unless it's decaf. You can't have no soda unless it's caffeine free. You know, it's on that list. So that's something to think about.
Ah, that would be horrible. Not being able to have not being able to do anything like that. That would be horrible
But
for me. But
the
I know
caveat
people go through it. I know people go
with
through it.
vaping, you can do zero nicotine. So you're still getting the flavor, you're getting the cloud, you're getting the throat hit, the warmth, you're getting the hand to mouth with zero nicotine.
Yeah. And
There's no other smoking sensation that is zero nicotine unless you're doing the hypnosis or something like that that doesn't, you know, but as far as like the patch, the gum, or anything like that, it's straight nicotine. So
yeah. Um.
I'm glad you're still listening, Miss Katie.
Yes. Thank
All
you
right.
guys so much for sticking around.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I'm just trying to
there's
catch up
been a
on the
lot of
comments.
information going on, and that's why this live video is so important because there's a lot of layers to what we're
Yes.
looking at in the vape industry.
Yes.
And
Yep.
that's not just the flavor ban that is making the headlines or
Yep.
the THC stuff going on. We got to worry about those PMTAs. We have
Yep.
that's there. That's
It's on the
thing that's
floor
happening
right
in May,
now.
regardless if this doesn't if the ban falls through, we're still looking at that PMTA.
Yep.
And that's
Yeah,
going to
exactly.
cause a lot of our flavors that we love might not make out of that.
I hope your company is doing well, Tat, and thank you very, very much for still listening. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
I know you are in there like swimwear, Tat, and I know you are 100 billion% vested, and I know you're spending 98% of your day. If you're not taking care of customers, you're researching and looking, and God bless you. And my heart breaks for every single individual person that is in the industry because I can only imagine the stress and the hell that you have on your shoulders right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just thinking about my greedy self.
We can't.
My heart is so heavy and broken for everybody in the industry because I just know the fear and the hell that you guys are all in right now. And you guys are family. So, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm hoping Tat has seen this video. I did post it in the group a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
The video of the guy who is a shop owner up in Michigan, drove
Yes, he had the glasses
500
on.
miles to DC to
Yes, I
bring up
forget his
the
name,
issues
but I
going
know
on.
he didn't go to DC. He was at the committee hearing in
Oh,
Lansing.
okay.
Yes. Yes, he's a doctor, he's been abroad, he's a dentist, he's a nurse, and he's got his own shop and everything else. That's the guy yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought
Yeah.
from what I heard on that, I thought he went to DC. I didn't realize he's
No, it was on Thursday. It was during the hearing committee.
okay.
They're in Lansing. Keep going though. Keep going.
I understand what you guys are going through up in Michigan. I understand what's going on over in New Jersey.
Illinois is also Vermont banned all vape products statewide a while ago. San Francisco, same thing. Zero vape. Anything.
They're swarming us very fast and very hard. But with what Trump has done, it feels like the states are kind of backing off just a little bit now.
I just hope that everybody is going to open their freaking eyes and actually look at the truth. But I really strongly believe this is a smokescreen to kill everybody right in the cojones to make them all bend over while they're still working on that damn PTMA or whatever it's called that's on the floor right now. That's going to completely cripple everything.
Because I'll be honest.
Jamie says she's from Jersey and she is pissed. Danny, I'm just trying to catch you up with some comments on here. I'm listening while I'm enjoying the strawberry banana juice, Jamie Mitchell. Uh-huh. Yep. I'm just going to move to Canada.
We all said that when Trump took office. We're all moving to Canada.
Not all of us, but we're not going to talk politics.
No.
That's
what it just reminded me of. I was like, all right.
But I want to know, why is it that everybody's understanding and allows adults to be adults? Why does everybody have to be so far freaking north? Okay, I've done my time. I grew up in Michigan. Okay, I have been on the ice. I get it. I'm an old bitch that wants to retire in Florida. I don't want to have to move somewhere cold and rainy.
No.
Thankfully, I like tea, so I can learn what crumpets are, and I can handle that. But they're going to have some grits on the side with their crumpets. Just saying.
I mean, the fact that over in the UK, their insurance pays for the liquid and the devices.
Yeah, because they have a uniform health insurance.
Think about that for a second. Their insurance buys the juice and the devices.
Yep. Because they know of the health savings involved and the reduction of the strain on the healthcare system by getting people off of combustible alcohol or tobacco.
Correct. But yet here in the United States, our government doesn't care about our health. That's what it comes down. That's why I have a feeling it's about.
Oh, no, dear honey. You have that slightly altered a little bit. They do care about our health because they want to keep us sick so that we are dependent on their products. Because think about it, you get one medication that has 3 or 4 side effects. So now you have to take another one or two for all those side effects that cause another one. So you have to take another medication. I'm sorry, but big pharmacy medication killed my father.
Oh yeah.
When it, yeah, Enbrel, my dad had rheumatoid arthritis. He was on Enbrel, which is a biologic, which is the same thing as Humira. When you watch those commercials and it talks about possible side effects includes non-Hodgkin lymphoma. My father died from non-Hodgkin lymphoma after being a patient of Enbrel for 3 years. The man bled internally. By the time they found his cancer, his small intestine was completely full and it was inoperable. At 67 years old, Enbrel and Big Pharmacy killed my. Big Pharmacy does care about our health. They want to keep us. We are profitable.
Sick, so they can continue getting our money.
It's all about money. It is all about money. A sick citizen is a profitable citizen. That's why all this shit is going on. All of it. Every single bit of it. Because think about it. As we leave cigarettes, we're getting healthier. Yeah. Big tobacco's losing money. Big pharmacy's losing money. They lost money, so now they can't line the politicians' pockets when they lobby.
Correct me if I'm wrong on this. I think last year, big tobacco lost $2.6 billion.
The percentages, if you look year over year for the last 10 years, is incredible. Incredible. That is why Juul and Blue are so big right now, because they can actually afford these fees. And they're going to corner the market and drive everybody else to DIY or black market. And then,
which brings in a whole new can of worms at that point.
You mark my words, they're going to put nicotine under a pharmaceutical, and you're going to have a pharmaceutical license just to acquire it. Just a guess.
Makes sense. But even so, let's say the DIY comes, all right, DIY is around. That brings up a whole nother issue that's going to arise out of that, because now you're bringing into a black market. You're taking a legal product off of the market that's proven that, a lot of you guys have vaped a lot longer than I have. Yet you guys have never gone to the hospital saying, my lungs don't feel good, blah, 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 blah. That's good. Now, the black market arises, we start a new prohibition. The prohibition of making e-juice wrong. New diseases are going to come back up. Deaths are going to happen, because if the black market exists, there's going to be people that are going to make juice not proper one bit.
Right. Well, and quite honestly, DIY, number one, we need to shut down that topic. Jamie's, letting us know we need to not talk DIY, but it's because it is so dangerous because of what you're saying.
Correct.
Yep. Thank you very, very much for sharing, Krista. We greatly apologize. I just want to back up a little bit and get you some comments from here. Okay, Jamie saying when she was staying in the hospital, she ran out of juice and tried the blue e-cigarette. She ended up smoking. Thank you, Briz. I really do appreciate it. And I do run my mouth whenever I see anybody that has any kind of condition that may need a biologic, because Enbrel, Humira, and everything else. So I appreciate your comments, and take care of yourself, dear, because I don't want to lose anybody else to that shit. Let's see. Yeah, and little Miss Krista, darling, if you don't share that funnel cake, you are dead to me, because I want some, bitch. That sounds really good. So, yes. Yeah, but and like I said, it dawned on me, I think it was Thursday's lunch show, that because the night before I was watching the candidate debate that was on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was fresh in my mind. And as we were talking about it on the lunch show and everything, I was like, the light bulb went on. I'm like, oh my God, we're in the middle of a campaign.
Yeah, he is.
Timing much, timing much.
He is.
But so even if it's not the cause, I don't care what the cause is. The current situation is the same. So major news outlets, NBC, CBS, ABC, the nightly news, 60 Minutes, Dateline, Fox, CNN, CNBC, all of this stuff. Katie has accepted the challenge of locating contact information. I know when all this craziness broke, she did share a link for a poll that was put up by Channel 7, which is great. That is a local news station, and I would love if we could get out on the national. If anybody is rewatching this or is watching now that does not currently have a Twitter account, before you put your head down tonight, please have one set up. It is super, super important.
And if you are brand new to Twitter, I will have my Twitter handle down. Give me a follow, message me on there. I will walk you through how to handle, what to kind of help say, and we'll get you going to the right direction so that way your voice can be heard, along with the thousands of voices that I have seen over countless accounts that we follow.
I know I'm going to be stalking you because I'm totally green. I mean, it takes everything in me
Mm-hmm.
to put that between my full-time job, my family, Facebook. That's my life. So working in time for Twitter, that's going to be fun because I mean, Facebook is getting a little crazy. So,
Yes.
Goon Squad, we have already set up on MeWe. A lot of folks are looking at MeWe as far as an alternate platform. So, I will add Twitter to my list of things because vaping is huge. When we moved 3 years ago, we landed in a place of Florida that we are not familiar with. We don't really know a whole lot of people, and I work from home, so I don't have a whole lot of local contacts. So social media is my lifeline.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a very, very social person, and I miss having fleshy friends. But Jamie and I got our fix today. We had some time together, which was fabulous.
That's awesome.
Krista, you're killing me with the food. The pizza waffle fries sound really, really good too.
Now I will go ahead and say for me.
Okay.
As of right now, I do have full 2-time jobs between working at the shop and then doing the advocacy part on between Facebook and Twitter.
Yep.
I am legitly doing that from the moment I'm going into work to the moment I'm laying my head down on that bed. So we look at it this way: the shop life ends, the vape life continues, and we fight 24 hours a day. Some of my coworkers are not sleeping because of how much feedback we are getting from news articles and everything else, contacting the right people, making our voices heard.
Yes.
And I make sure that I spend every waking moment tweeting, sharing. I did that today. I'm off till Tuesday. I'm not off. I'll put it that way. Because when I wake up tomorrow, I'm doing the exact same thing.
You're on the advocate job. So, yeah, you've got two really, really big hats that you're wearing for sure. Jamie, I love you, bitch. Shut up, quit lying. And Krista, you're making me like Starvin' Marvin. All your food sounds really, really good. Briz put out his tweet handle, I believe. It's an @vaping_Briz.
Okay.
Brizzle for blah, _ something else. Okay. So yeah, all of you that are like tweet crazy, if anybody knows how to go live on Twitter, educate the moms. Educate the moms. I need to know because I need my contact to be outside and I need interaction. So because I don't know. We may look at see how we can maybe tie Twitter in, broadcast in between, you know, tie in MeWe because Twitter is owned by Facebook. Um, it's just Facebook is coming down kind of hard on vaping stuff too right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, Zuckerberg, that man's got some money, he's got some influence and everything else, even though he's kind of cray with some stuff. But yeah, he's probably got some other hands in his pockets as well. So just something to be mindful of. So yeah.
And I'm going to
Yep.
go ahead and state this right now.
Yep.
If the end is here, I will continue fighting even after the end, because I'm still going to fight for the chance that we can resurrect this industry. And,
I'm with you.
You know, when I say I'm for this industry, I'm 100% in it because I believe in this cause. I believe in what we do, and for our squad, for the members in our group, we are backbone. For the ones that feel like I really need a cigarette, you reach out. We'll try to pull you back from going that route. We will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trust me, I've been thinking about lighting up a cigarette recently, but I pulled myself back because it's like I enjoy doing this. I don't want to go back to that.
No.
You know,
and Jamie and I, we were talking today. I know I personally, when I switched over to vaping, I wasn't actively looking to get away from cigarettes. I will be 100% honest with you. At work at the time, the whole IT department, the guys were out in the pit, you know, and there's like 5 or 6 of them, and they're huddled over there, and they're vaping like crazy. And after day 2 or 3 of smelling the strawberry shortcake bliss that was wafting over from them, I walked over and I said, all right, y'all are killing me. Talk to me. What the hell are you guys doing? You know, and I picked their brains and everything. And I was kind of like, yeah, okay, all right. Stopped at the gas station all the way home that night, found that little e-hookah, throwaway disposable e-cig, and it was mint chocolate chip. And back in the day, in the early 90s, there was a cigarette out called Chelsea. And their catch was that the smoke smelled like vanilla. Well, the menthol tasted like a chocolate chip cookie. So I'm like, all right, I'll give that a shot. I was good. And quite honestly, like you said, the hobbyist, the novelist, that's where I'm at. And it took within 1 month of vaping, I didn't have to use my inhaler anymore. What? I had developed an allergy to nicotine. I went about a year and a half with 0 nicotine until the bottom fell out at work, and I was doing 3 people's jobs. I went back to 3 Nick. Can't lie. Stress got me. And I'm to the point now I enjoy the flavors. I enjoy the clouds. I enjoy pulling twisters off my damn table and trying to figure out how to do a clean fucking O that I cannot ever do. I enjoy dropping my fat dragon. You know, I enjoy seeing it. Can I break my 9.5-foot cloud? That's where I'm at right now. I want to break that 9.5. I want to bust out 10. You know, I'm a hobby. I enjoy building. I enjoy all the pretty, you know, and chasing that next awesome topper and getting all matchy-matchy. I enjoy that.
I do too.
I'm a grown-ass adult with a full-time job that has the money to acquire these things, and I'm not hurting myself. Leave me alone. That's where I'm at. For me, it was a fringe benefit of not having the horrible cough anymore, not having asthmatic bronchitis 2 or 3 times a year and taking a couple of months to get over it, and having to sleep in my recliner for a month just so I could try to breathe. Huge blessings. One of our sons' graduation, the first one to graduate after I switched to vaping, my happy fat ass was able to run down the bleachers at the Vine Center at Liberty University in heels 3 or 4 times to get close-up shots of him as he was walking the stage. I didn't die. I could walk across a parking lot without passing out from being out of breath. These are fabulous, awesome benefits that vaping has restored my lungs, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
food. Oh my God, food. Let me ask you, Josh, what was your holy shit? You know what I'm talking about, don't
I
you?
know what you're talking about. Um,
There was probably that one food about anywhere from 2 days to 1 week off of cigarettes that when you ate it, you were like, holy shit, that's what this tastes like? Oh my God. And you couldn't put it down because it was so incredible. Or you were just shocked that it actually
I
tasted that.
want to say it was Alfredo sauce.
Mine was raw almonds.
Oh, I mean,
I
okay.
had no idea how sweet they were. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, because your taste buds are no longer coated with all that tar and all that poison, it actually wakes them up so you can actually enjoy life again.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing when you do quit, the differences you see, the differences you feel.
Yeah,
You're when I walk by somebody who smokes, I smell that now.
I
When
agree with you, Jamie. I'm sorry, my bad. Just keeping it real. Keep going. You were eating.
Yeah, so like now when I walk by somebody who just got done smoking a cigarette, I smell it.
Oh
And
yeah, it
I
heightens our.
don't I don't
Oh
miss that smell. I don't. My wife says the one thing that she does not miss about me smoking is me smelling like an ashtray. My
yeah.
wife doesn't vape. My wife never smoked. So
Well, and you know, they're talking about all flavors but tobacco. How many times have you parked at Walmart or some other big grocery store? You get out of the car and you can smell that somebody's lit a cigarette on the other side of the parking lot, and it makes your stomach turn.
mm-hmm.
Okay, there's no way. There's no way that I can go back to smoking that poison or that flavor even, you know?
Yeah, I can't do tobacco anymore.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was in a situation where I had to buy a pack of cigarettes 3 months ago before
Mm.
I started working at the vape shop. I I had a wired mesh coil in my RDA, put it in my
Mhm.
pocket. My mod went up to like 170. Didn't realize it went up that high. Went to go vape on it, snapped that coil right in half. My shift at work just started. I didn't bring my book bag that had my extra coils, my cotton and stuff like that. I didn't have that with me. I had no backup.
I bet after that incident, you locked your mod every time you put it in your pocket, huh?
Yep. Yep. But I'll tell you what, when I bought that bag of cigarettes, I regretted it and I hated every second of it.
Tasted like shit.
It tasted like shit, and I'm sitting here and
Back
I
up a
was
lung,
smoking the way I used to smoke, but it didn't do anything for me. It didn't bring me any satisfaction one bit.
and you probably were coughing like crazy. Your lungs probably hurt, and it
And
just, yeah,
my only thought was, I can't wait to go home so I can actually bake.
yeah,
That was my thought. That was me wanting to get out of work so I can go home and bake.
yep, yep.
So if
All
that
right,
doesn't,
Roger, listen, I don't know about you, but I am about to lose my battery,
yeah, I'm not
and I
going
have
to get a
only been
charger.
on for a hot minute. So
Oh,
Twitter,
there was a lot to cover. There was a lot to cover with this.
absolutely. And I know that we just chit chatted about a lot of stuff and we've touched on a lot of different things. So, bottom line, do not lose sight of what we are dealing with. If you have not already signed up with CASAT, you need to do it immediately and look for the contact to be able to tell your story to Congress and the Senate. I'm not sure which floor it's on because government is not my cup of tea, but there is the FDA bill for, what's it called? Come on,
The
Joshua.
PMTAs.
PMTAs, they want to pass that for May 2020. That's going to shut down everything. So get signed up with CASA, find it, get your story on the email. CASA is going to deliver our emails with our stories to
Yeah.
all of our representatives on lobby day, the one day that they can accept hearing everything that, or the one day they can receive contact from all the lobbyists. So we need to get in front of the lobbyists and we need to flood them. So every third email is a lobbyist. All the other emails before that and after that is all stories about vaping to try to flood them with the honest truth of why they have to tell the FDA no. Okay.
And another thing,
Advocate, get on Twitter, everything else, national news. We've got to get our story out there. We've got to get our site out of there. They're going to shut down everything. Everyone in the vape industry is going to lose their job, unemployment, horrible health, and everything else. So we have to be tactful, honest, get as much information that is factful out there, tell our stories.
and real quick, just to kind of wrap it up, what things that I want, what you can do on Facebook. So, I mean, obviously, I want you guys to come with me on Twitter. You know, like I said, I'll post down below my Twitter handle and where you can go from there. Now, on the Facebook aspect, there's a couple pages that if you haven't followed, you need to follow. That's CASA. CASA has a Facebook page. CASA has a public group that you can join, and you can actually socialize with different members in CASA. I have used a lot of the members from there. I have took a lot of the stories that they have submitted through CASA and brought it over to Twitter, brought it shared through Facebook. I recommend going through that. I recommend following the VTA on Facebook. I recommend following the AVA on Facebook. Those are advocacies. Those are the ones that will get on the news. Those are the ones that will raise our voice.
Yes.
So support them. Small businesses support the VTA because they are our voice. But yeah, if you're not a member, I think it's CASA.org. I think it's the website. Go there, register. It'll only take a couple seconds. You'll be a registered member. They'll let you know when you got your call to actions, how to handle them. They'll give you the contact information of what you need to contact.
They're awesome with setting up. Just hit this link. We'll do everything else. Copy, paste, autofill. They give you links. Click here.
And then if you ever want to get a hold of your governor, all you gotta do is go to Google, type in your governor's name for Ohio. They'll pull up the state local government. There's going to be a contact us option, and it'll just be in the same format as the email that you would send to the White House. And what I've been doing is I've been copying and pasting and making a few little tweaks to what I'm sending to my governor. Because even though it's not a state issue, it's good. They have this voice as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If we could raise our voice to our local states about this, some of these states we might be able to get some overturns on certain situations going on in certain states. Hopefully we can get what's going on in Michigan overturned. Hopefully there's enough outcry in New Jersey where we can overturn that total ban. But we can't do it without your voice. So that's why joining these groups is very important. We're not asked, obviously, I don't have the money to go fund these groups. I don't. I work at a vape shop. You know, my boss invests money for us to support these groups. And, you know, that's what we were talking about earlier with the manufacturers. If they have the money, they should be able to help fund our advocacies. So that way we have a prominent future we can get on mainstream media and get our
Yeah, 'cause if they
voices
don't have
heard.
customers, they don't have a business themselves.
Exactly.
If they can't sell their product. Just a little helpful hint or tidbit. I can't remember who told me, but I don't have, because I've got a Droid, so I don't have like a notebook or anything. I'm not wicked tech savvy. So
Okay.
I PM'd myself on Messenger and copy and pasted my story in there. So all I got to do is go into my Messenger and pull myself up, and I've got all these notes in there that I can just copy and paste. So my story is in there. If I find something to add to it or tweak it, I paste it, add it, save it again, and send it to myself. So I
Yeah.
have it. So I can just copy, paste, go.
I have my story saved to my notes because I'm using that exact same story every single day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yep.
you know,
So
you want, when you do your story, you want to make sure you have it somewhere where you're going to remember where it's at, easy access. So that way, when you go do your emails, your daily emails, you have an easy, quick access to it. So that way you're not spending no more than 3 minutes after you do your first one
yep.
on information and stuff.
Hell, if you guys have a hard time carving out time to do this, instead of booping, advocate while you go do.
Mm.
I'm just saying, while you're sitting there, you can't be walking around anyways. Might as well put your hands to use and
And
advocate.
Twitter is very, once you get the hang of Twitter, Twitter is very easy. Twitter is very easy to share. Twitter is very easy to tweet. It's a very simple platform. Once you
Well,
really
and
start
everybody in
knowing
the
it.
nation knows that Mr. President loves Twitter.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, yeah.
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 So.
So
All right. Well, I'm going to tie it up. If you are, I'm good.
I'm good.
Thank you
We
very,
got
very, very
everything we need
much.
to cover out. So I greatly
Absolutely.
appreciate you let me do this. I appreciate you
For
coming
sure.
for this because you've seen me. I've been active since Wednesday dealing with
Yep.
these situations.
Yep.
And I have a lot of supporters that our friends that I'm finding out vape and I'm starting to hear their stories. And
Mm-hmm.
that's where I'm doing, and that's why I say we unite, we will win this. But we have to unite, we have to stand strong.
Yep.
On a business perspective, I look at this now, there are no more competitors. We are a giant community.
Oh, no.
That's a family.
We are a community. We are a industry. I'll just throw out there for those of you that stay on Facebook or whatever, all these important topics, advocacy points, the true facts, and everything else. Don't forget your personal pages. Put them on your personal pages because everybody that's in a current vape group, you're preaching to the choir. We already know. So if there is work to be done, a contact, a poll, anything of that nature, always, always, always share that in your groups so that everybody can come together and be heard. But also, don't forget your personal page because you may have a lot of friends that vape and you just don't realize it. Or family members that know somebody that vapes and have seen the benefits, they can speak up even though they don't vape. So don't forget your personal page.
Because this affects more than non-vapers.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This is freedom of choice, and when freedom of choice is gone, they're going to move on to something else, and then something else, and something else, and eventually we're not going to have any freedom left.
We're the scapegoats. We're the guinea pig. They're testing it on us to see if we'll roll over and give up without a fight.
And that's not happening. That's why I'm advocating so much because there's so much at stake right now.
And keep it honest, we're pretty rowdy people. So they picked the wrong schoolyard to try to kick sand. I don't think so, homie. All right.
So
thank you everybody that has stayed on with us this long. I know we've been out here for a very, very long time. So thank you very, very, very much.
Thank you very
Share
much,
your tails off, speak up, get heard, get those fingers.
If anybody has any questions, just contact us. We can get you pointed in the right direction. Don't hesitate. the more you hesitate, the less your voice is going to get heard.
And don't ever, ever, ever think that you've got a silly question. If you don't ask, you don't know. And if we don't have the answers, we'll get you to the right area.
Correct.
Absolutely. Awesome sauce. Well, thanks again,
Yep.
everybody. You're troopers.
All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys very much. And
Thank
contact me on Twitter. I will walk you through everything, and I will point you in the right direction. There's
Beautiful.
no doubt about this. And when I come across stuff, I'll post in the group so that way you guys are aware. I'm not going to lie. A lot of the same information is going on between Twitter and Facebook. So
That's okay.
Then that's good.
We got different audiences.
That's covering both forms of the platform. So,
well, and not just that, if you've already filled out a survey, a poll, or some email or whatever, if it only allows one shot, it'll tell you. I know I'm not the only one part that has memory issues. Just saying.
So, but I am looking forward to talking to you guys. I am looking forward to hearing your guys' story. Send me your story so I can get it out there. And, you know, I will make sure our stories are heard.
Awesome.
All right.
Keep up the good fight, everybody.
You guys, everybody, have a good night.
Bye.
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 Bye.